Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our very first live streaming of a culture interview. My name is Martina Pospíšilová, and I'm a culture officer at the Embassy of the State of Israel. We at the Embassy are trying to bring Israeli culture to the Czech Republic as much as we can. But as you know, these times are very, very difficult for culture lately. And a lot of events had to go online. So we decided to use this opportunity and go online with the Israeli culture as well, and to bring few culture interviews to your homes. Today, we are going to have an interview with the authors and artists of the play Moje, první, židovské Vánoce, or in English, Jewish enough for Hitler. The next week, we will also have another interview on Wednesday on the 9th of December at 6, also through Facebook. It will be an interview with the author of the book, What a Plant Knows, Professor Daniel Chamovitz from the University of Bet Gurion of the Negev. And the week after, there will be an interview with Eškol Nevo, thanks to our partner, Václav Havel Library, through their channels. It will be on the 17th of December at 7 p.m. But now let's talk about a play, Moje, první, židovské Vánoce, Jewish enough for Hitler. I would like to invite my first guest here, one of the most famous Israeli dramatists in the Czech Republic. She is very well known for her play Mikve, I Love Mama, The Secret, and now hopefully also for the new play Jewish enough for Hitler. A dramatist, screenwriter, actress, and a stand-up comedian, Hadara Galron. Hadar, can you see us, hear us?
Yes, I'm here. Perfect. Making my appearing act.
Very nice, it's really nice to see you, welcome.
Thank you.
My other guest is a director of the play, a man who is very much involved and interested and has a very good relationship with the Israeli drama, as far as I know. A director of not only this play, but also of a play like an other Israeli play like Please Don't Fight, or as I mentioned, I Love Mama. His name is the director, Petr Svojtka. Welcome.
Then, hello. I'm here with you. Hello, everyone.
Great, thanks. Great to see you. And my almost last guest is a dramaturg. I think, as I understand well, he creates a creative duo with Petr for a lot of plays. He was a dramaturg also for I Love Mama, Mr. Jiří Janků.
Hello, everybody. I'm here, and I hope you will hear me.
Okay, thank you very much for coming, for being here with me. I hope that everything works, because when I was just uploading the video to the Facebook event, it told me that I don't have the right to do so, which I don't understand, even though I tried. So now it's live on the Embassy Facebook page, and I hope that everybody will find it there. But let's start to talk about the play. So first, I have a question pretty much to all of you. Tell me, how, guys, did you actually meet? Do you remember when was the first occasion you met together?
Yes, of course. I remember, at least from my point of view, it was in Israel, actually, at the International Exposure, which happens every year. In Israel, it was last weekend, also online. And I hosted a session, and afterwards Petr came up to me and said, are you the Hadara Galron from Mikve? So I said, yeah. And he said, I didn't know you were funny as well. So I said, first I'm funny, and then I wrote Mikve. And then he said, so don't you have any comedies? And that's how we started talking about I Love Mama. And the rest is history.
Do you remember, Petr or Jiří? Like, is it the true what she says?
Yeah, I think it's very true. Yeah, and I remember the same meeting, and I just remember that I asked, well, because she was Hadar was unexpectedly a funny person for me, and she was hosting this session, and I was really surprised And I asked her whether she has some kind of comedy, and she said, well, yeah, maybe. And she started speaking about one of her plays, I Love Mama, and she just described two of the scenes. And at that moment, I said to myself, well, we have to have this in our theater. And actually, we did. So in a year, there was the opening of the show in the Divadlo ABC in Prague. So that was the meeting.
I must say that it wasn't just a translation. It really, I made a special makeover of the play, a version for the Prague production.
I know that you know each other for a long time, so it's beautiful that you keep cooperating with each other. But now the main reason why we are here together is the newest play that you created for the Czech Republic. It will be published, it will be in the theaters hopefully next year in theater in Liberec, FX Šalda. So can you maybe, Hadar, tell us the plot of the play? What is it all about? If you know, probably nobody heard about it, so just tell us the story.
Okay, well, actually I will begin a little tiny bit before the story, because I was in the Czech Republic quite a few times, and I began realizing that many of the Czech Jews are people who didn't know until a very late age that they were Jewish. I began, first I just heard stories spontaneously, and then I began researching into this more. And then from the moment the play was commissioned by Liberec, then Petr and Easy were actually with me in and organizing many more interviews with Czech Jews. And if I give a one-liner of the play, it is one Christmas Eve, following a conflict between a grandmother and a granddaughter. The grandmother tells her family that although they did not know this and she hid it all the years, she's Jewish. And this information, for some of the people in the family, mostly the youngsters, it is really a solution to their identity problems. And for some, it is really a crushing of their identity problems, especially for her aunt, who is an ex-communist and suffers from schizophrenia. Really, the granddaughter that is trying her best to help her grandmother be buried as a Jew, as she wishes now, is really going to crush the aunt and all the stories that she's built her life on.
Before we go more further into the story and how were all the interviews and everything, I was just wondering when I read about it. So the Czech name of the play is Moje, první, židovské Vánoce. If I translate it into English, it's my first Jewish Christmas. But the original, I guess its original name, your English name for the play, is Jewish enough for Hitler. I guess it's also a question maybe for Petr or Jiří, how come that these names of the play, when you describe it, it's pretty obvious why the Czech name is that way. So why is it so different?
Well, I'll try to answer. It's because the Czech version, if you translate it directly, it will be ne dost židovská pro Hitlera. It doesn't sound so good for us, for Czechs. So we try to find any other attractive name for this play, attractive title. So this was the main reason, I think. What do you mean, Peter?
Yeah, but I'm just not sure which is the original name of the play. Maybe Hadar can tell us.
Yeah.
Because we were when we were it was not. I will just finish because it was not the typical process of writing a play and then translating. No. Yeah, because we were really it was a big adventure, 1 year big adventure when Hadar was researching all the things, making all the interviews about with all the Czech Jewish families or with the people from Czech Jewish families having this kind of problem and dealing with the theme. And so really we had the big chance with Jiří to be together in this process. And we were, since the very beginning, we were discussing, and Hadar asked us, how would it sound if the title is like this, or if the title is like this? So we were really discussing and speaking about different possibilities. So my first Jewish Christmas was also one of the possibilities for the English version and for the Hebrew version. And for the Czech version, we just found out with Jiří and discussing it a lot with Hadar that this would be the best version for Czech. But yeah, so this is from my point of view.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds great. I'm actually sorry that it cannot be before Christmas, the premiere. That would be way nicer, I guess.
I have another theory, by the way. You know that Petr and Izzy, they did a play called The Czech Christmas. So this year they're doing the Jewish Christmas, and next year they'll have the Muslim Christmas, and the year after they'll have the Buddha Christmas. And
oh, that sounds amazing. I think people will love that. Okay, so I understand it's the whole thing. It was a process for 1 or almost 2 years. You cooperated all 3 of you together, but who was actually, I'm not sure if I catched it at the beginning, who was the first idea? Like you are Israeli, Hadar, that's pretty obvious, but how come that you as an Israeli wanted to write about Czechs, even though they're Jewish, but it's very much about our nature, our personality. So how come that you wanted to write about Czechs?
Well, you know, writing is not always something that you say, okay, what should I write about now? At least not from my experience. Normally, what I need to write about kind of comes to me, meets me somewhere. And it really began with an innocent meeting after the premiere of Tajemství in Mladá Boleslav, when a young Czech woman came up to me and started speaking to me in Hebrew, and you know, she was speaking about the play, but I wasn't really listening. I said to her, whoa, when do you know Hebrew from? And then, because it's very, very, I don't hear almost any Hebrew in the Czech Republic. Even the Jewish people know a couple of words, and here she was speaking away. And then she said that she's learning translation. She's been to Haifa. She wants to this. And I said to her, and you're Jewish, yeah? And then she says to me, no. And this was much more convincing than the no. So I invited her to a drink of wine in the bar opposite. And we sat talking for another hour and a half, and I heard her history and her grandmother, and when she found out that she had a Jewish history, and then I met her grandmother as well. And then I spoke about this with the ambassador, with Daniel Maron, and I said, it's really, the more I think of it, the more people I realize I've met who've actually discovered their Judaism very late. I never thought that this still existed. And he said to me, yeah, write about it. And I kind of got a small story together, and I spoke to him a couple of times, sent it to him, and then I sent it some links to some places. And then I spoke to Petr when he came the next year to the Isra drama. And he said, well, what's happening with that in the end? I said, no, I don't know. I don't see where it's going to. I don't see that there's anyone taking it at the moment. And a couple of weeks later, they called and said, okay, so Liberec Theatre will commission it. I said, oh shit, now I need to actually write this thing. I always have this stage, you know, I've come to realize I'm very enthusiastic about something and I have this great idea. And then when somebody actually wants it, I think, oh my God, what have I done now? What have I done?
I think that kind of like, that's the mess in your head that comes before. I think it's a good way for your creative mind to actually start work on it.
Yeah, otherwise I'll never get to sleep.
Yeah. I just wanted to mention, which I didn't say at the beginning, that if somebody who's watching us right now online has any questions, they can do so and write it into the comment on the page of the embassy. I see that already Ambassador Daniel Maron is asking you what would be the name of the play in Hebrew.
Well, also it's going to be a different name because I don't think I can put the name Hitler in a play in Hebrew. I did think at the moment, the temporary name, I call it a temporary name at the moment, is Jewish for the Führer. Because Jewish enough for the Führer doesn't sound good in Hebrew either. So
maybe you can say it in Hebrew so people like to hear Hebrew.
Yehudiya bishvil haFührer.
Doesn't make any sense to me, but I believe there are some people who are watching.
But you understood the word Führer.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, so if you have any more questions, please just comment and I will ask them at the end of the interview. We are a little bit almost in the middle of the interview. It goes very fast. So I would like to invite to our communication another guest, which is a main star, main actress. I will just admit her to the conversation and I hope it works well.
The girl from the poster.
Yeah. Exactly, beautiful girl from the poster. Her name is Barbora Bezáková. I hope she's here.
Yeah, I am. I hope that you hear me.
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, hi.
Ahoy.
Ahoy.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for joining us. I have more questions for others, but when you're here, I just wanted to ask, you are the main star of the play, I understand, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, you play the main character. So maybe can you, because you know her the best, except Hadar, I suppose. So maybe can you tell us what is the main character? Her name is Magda, if I remember correctly. What is her like?
Okay, she is really, how to say it in English? She's really like herself. She is like, really, I think that confident in what she's doing. She really loves her grandmother. That's why it's like the main conflict it's about, that I really want to do the thing for our grandmother. And then after, I don't know if I can like
maybe don't say the thing. Maybe
yeah.
She wants to help her grandmother be buried.
Yeah, she wants to. Yeah, that's right. She wants to help her, and then she got really into the whole story and everything. That she is stubborn. I think that's the word. She's really stubborn and really loving as well. And but she tries to hide her emotions. But this story is really strong for her. That it's not easy for her to hide it anymore, I think. But she is stubborn for the thing, I think. Is it in English correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, stubborn is the correct word.
And how is it for you to play her?
Actually, it's difficult because I'm not like her, I think, at all. So Petr, the director, it was really like, you need to be more, you know, she's really energetic and you have to be more like into the thing. And I was like, oh my God, you want more and more and more. And yes, do it more. And then we can like, it could be less, but okay. So I was really surprised that someone like this exists.
Okay.
So maybe you can say, Petr, I know that Hadar, you managed to come for some of the rehearsals in the fall.
Yeah.
So maybe tell us.
Just about managed.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe tell us how was it? Like, how does it look when you saw it? How did it go?
Oh, I was there for the beginning of the rehearsals, for the readings, for the table rehearsals.
Oh, okay.
And I made some changes after the rehearsals and with the discussion with the actors and hearing the actors and speaking again to Petr and Izzy. So this is what these first rehearsals are for, because it's like from the paper to the stage, there is a gap. I don't know if you've ever been in London by the trains, there is this mind the gap thing. So, so you need to mind the gap, because not everything that works on paper actually works on stage, or sometimes it's a certain actor that brings some other quality in. Sometimes the director has an idea that that makes the scene work on stage, although it may not have worked as well on the paper. And it's finding the scene again, the creating. It's Petr's work too. It's after I sat for almost 2 years, let's admit, with the interviews and the writing. Then it's the recreating. It's the recreating of the director with the actors.
So maybe Petr, tell us how it was like from the beginning, from the reading till like during all the rehearsals. How did it go?
Well, as I said, the whole project is a big adventure since the very beginning. So yeah, and it's a new thing. It's a new thing. We're not, I mean, working on a play that was written 400 years ago and which has been performed many times. So it's really something very new, very specific, and it's very thrilling actually. So this is what I like about it very much. And the theme is very contemporary. I just wanted to say that I'm not a Jew. I'm a Jewish. And for me, it's not just the Jewish theme, because in general, I think the theme of identity is very important. And I think here in the Czech Republic, in the Czech society, there are many, I mean, people with many different roots. And sometimes for some reasons, they run away from their roots or just don't want to, I mean, admit these roots. And this is a shame, and it affects their lives. Actually, it affects their actions and the things they do in their life, and they don't know it actually. It's not conscious. So for me, this thrilling journey to one's identity or family's identity is a journey of really, I mean, finding myself, finding my roots. And I mean, this is important. And it doesn't matter if a person has Jewish roots or Russian roots or German roots. I mean, thinking of the roots may answer many questions of a person's lives. So this was the main motivation for me, why actually I love working on this play, and why we do this with my brother Jiří.
You know, whilst we were working on the play, Petr found out that his stepfather is half Jewish or half Jewish.
Yeah, many people from I mean, close to me. I just found out that they have Jewish origin, and many people are dealing with it. And what was really very interesting for me was meeting all those people with Jewish roots, which we interviewed, and their stories were fascinating. And I'm really happy that the most thrilling things of these interviews, of these stories, Hadar succeeded to put in her play. And so it was really amazing. And I was really amazed by finding so many new things about this theme.
So do you know, Hadar, how many people did you interview in the end?
Pardon?
Do you remember how many people you interviewed?
Well, it was over 40. It was over 40 people, but it was just like an interview on the way somewhere, and it's scribbled in a notebook somewhere, or meeting someone on a tour of the Jewish cemeteries and etc., and meeting someone who's completely has his arms tattooed with Jewish symbols, and he found out he's Jewish a year ago, and he's changed his name to Peres. And you know, he's also, you can see this fight for identity, this fight for belonging is something that I think many people have. Actually, it was very strange for me to do all the rewrites of the play during COVID, when I have to think of my own identification. So I'm an artist. I paid a very high price to be an artist. Was especially when I was young. I had to leave home. My parents didn't pay for my theater studies, which in Israel are very expensive. I had to find. It was. I was in a conflict with my roots and with God and with many things. It was years of turmoil for me because I am an artist, and I think I can't be anything else. It's just, it was part of me finding myself. And then suddenly in this COVID time, when everything is just like shut down, closed down, and I say, wait, did I make a mistake? So what am I? Who am I? And I'm dealing with all these characters that are looking for themselves as well. It was a strong metaphor for me as in the process. And I still don't know who I am because the theaters are still closed here.
Well, don't worry, I think there are many like you. But when you opened the topic of COVID, obviously it's not a topic that we can really miss. How did it affect the whole play? I know that the premiere was supposed to be in October. It didn't happen, so I guess this is the worst thing, but maybe it affected also somehow, November. Yeah, something. So maybe it's a question for Jiří or maybe also for Barbora. How did the whole COVID thing affected not only the theater itself, but specifically this play?
It's very strange for us because actually we've got 3 or 4 plays without opening night. Yeah, at this moment we made all the rehearsing process and then we stopped the work and we have to frozen the work and went to another work. So actually, because the theater is closed all around the Czech Republic and all around Europe, all around the world, we have to wait till the time when it will open, and it's very frustrating, yeah, because there is no catharsis. The process of rehearsing needs the catharsis. With the opening night, we can deeply breath after the opening night and start new projects. And now we've got 3 projects without opening night. It's very, very stressed.
Yeah, I totally understand. Barbora, I cannot really see you now, but I think you're still there, right?
Yeah, I was listening to what Jirka said, and I think that it's the worst that we didn't have the closing moment, the premiere night. That I think for actor, like for me, it's something that like another process of studying the theme, and the play starts with the premiere. It's different then because you do it like, I don't know, twice in month. So it's different work, and now you can really like dig into the story in a different way than in the rehearsals. So that's why now it's open and we don't know the time that the premiere will be. So it's like I still have the theme in my mind and still thinking about it, but actually I don't know if I need to think about it like for 1 month more or just for 1 week. It's hard
for a lifetime, Barbara. It's for a lifetime.
Yeah, that's right. I mean the topic that's definitely for a lifetime. But I mean, if we are talking about the play that we want to like show to our audience, it's.
Tell me, is this your first play that you are the leading actress?
Yeah, I think that maybe, yeah. Like this, I didn't have this big role, I think.
Wow, so that's even harder to have the postponement.
Yeah, I mean, in a technical way, it's really hard for me as well because it's the whole play is during a year. So in every next scene we need to change our clothes, we need to prepare the stage for like next, I don't know, the next scene is in 2 months and the next scene is in another 2 months. So we really need to do this quick, and it's for actors really, or for me, stressing that I need to think about this as well. And now it's still open, that I didn't like, it didn't click.
If you will try to be a little bit optimistic about that horrible times, do you think, Barbora, that maybe that time that you have, because you have to think about it, you have it still in your mind, it gives you opportunity to maybe rethink how you will play the character? I know it's a lot about communicating with Petr and Jiří, and it's not just up to you,
Yeah.
but if you have this time to, you know, just sit down, because normally you don't have that, let's call it a luxury, to be at home sitting and thinking about your roles, do you think it can give you a little bit of the optimistic side of it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I meet with people every day, with my friends, and the situations that they are going through, I see my character in that. Like I'm listening to what my friend is telling me, and I'm thinking like in the back of my head, like, this is really like Magda. Okay. I see how my friend is dealing with the situation. Maybe I can do it a bit more like normal people, and I don't need to think about it like actor, that I need to do it really differently. And something that I see that like people in crisis, they are really strict and normal, that it's not so drama. They are trying to be
functional,
cold-blooded, or how to say it.
to function, to
act. To function, to do it the easiest way to like solve the problem. So yeah, I think that the time I can use it for me, and I'm still reading books about Jewish and about Jews. So I'm trying to be in the topic and in the theme all the time.
I told Barbora that when she comes to Israel, everyone will speak to her in Hebrew because she looks so Israeli.
It's a good casting, I guess.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so I have one last question maybe for Petr. I just wanted to go a little bit back. You directed also another Hadar's play, I Love Mama, right? Mm-hmm. So I know that Hadar, she is writing a lot about very strong characters, female characters. Mm-hmm. So how is it for you to direct her work?
Well, it's a great job.
Hadar is not listening. She's not listening.
No, I mean, I wouldn't direct it if it doesn't thrill me. So if I doesn't like it, so I think, well, I dare to say that with Hadar we had some kind of similar, I mean, views of theater, of dramatic theaters, of situation, and I laugh at the jokes that she makes. So it comes to me really. I mean, her style is really vivid for me and lively. So that's the reason why I love doing it. It's not. Well, and it's really a living theater for me. So it's not stylized too much. Well, it's stylized, but it's the way that I like the theater. So that's something really strange for the first time when I went to Israel. This many thousand kilometers far away from the Czech Republic, and
2,512.
Thank you. Meet someone who is really with the same, I mean, theater of the work that we do. Of course, I saw Mikve before here in the Czech Republic, but I was much more amazed when I saw her in person and read her other plays. So that's the reason why I do it. And maybe Easy can say something about it, because I think we have this in common. Am I right, Jiří?
Yeah, you are right. I have nothing more to say, so I would agree with you.
So maybe you, Jiří, or also Petr, you can tell me, you were talking about how she's funny and her play is also funny. So is this play, will we laugh as well, or is it just serious topic? What will be the whole atmosphere of the play?
Well, we hope people will laugh on some part of the play, but definitely
those who don't laugh will be shot on the way out.
Well, we hope they will laugh, but it's not comedy, definitely. Yeah, so it's a very specific drama about identity, and it puts audience out of their comfort zone, I think. So I hope people here will accept it, because it's something new for Czech audience. So you will see.
Mm-hmm. And in general, it's a family drama. It's really, I mean, the fact which is put in into this family in the second scene, the fact that the grandmother is Jewish, and it's really like a dynamite to everyone, and it just starts. I mean, actions, reactions, and it's really something that is really very strong. All these interactions within the family. There are I mean, the grandmother has two daughters, one son, and they have kids. So it's really a very strong family drama.
I will just say regarding the humor that even my stand-up is not about a funny topic. It's about serious topic. I like laughing. I like making humor of the things you're not allowed to laugh about. And if I look for one example from the play, then one of the moments for me was when the grandmother does admit she had a stroke, and she came from hospital, and it's when after this stroke that she comes with the revelation. And when she tells the family, I need to tell you something, I don't want it to disturb your lives, but it's something that you should know, I'm Jewish, then the first reaction is, what medication did they give her? So this for me was putting in a nutshell, it was making, I don't like to separate the humor and the drama. I want it to be on the same spot. So life can be funny and it can be sad. It's our choice.
Well, this is a beautiful last word. Okay, so I really much appreciate all of you to join me. Thank you very much for this beautiful conversation. I'm sorry that we have to finish. I invite everybody to see the play when there will be finally the premiere. If any of you would like to say something like last words of this interview, now is your time.
Yeah, maybe I would just say, come to Liberec and see it. I think anyone who is somehow involved with I mean, Israeli people, with Jewish people, or has some, I mean, roots there, maybe distant roots, and or is just interested in this topic, or is interested in identity. So come, because I think it's really worth seeing, and it's a really unique cooperation between Hadar and the Czech theater, which because an Israeli author, Hadara Galron, wrote a Czech play, which is great, actually. So it doesn't happen every week. So
with my Czech mates, with the help of my Czech mates.
So come to Liberec and see it.
Yeah, we as when I'm speaking as an embassy, we are excited, we are thrilled about this combination, because your work is amazing, all of you. So we can't wait for the premiere. We invite all of the ones who are watching to follow the Facebook of the embassy, where we definitely will announce the time of the premiere, and also to follow the Facebook and website of the theater FX Šalda. Thank you again for watching us, and I thank you very much for being patient here with me and for your great stories about the play.
Thank you. Dobrá noc.
Can I just say the one last thing, maybe?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that thank you all. It was really nice to do this interview with you. But if we still be in the COVID situation, I think that we will stream on our Facebook page, Divadlo FX Šaldy. We will stream another Hadar's play, Mikve, that we did as well. So if the COVID situation will still be going on, so you can watch our Mikve on internet, I think soon. We are going to do it on Friday, on Saturday, and then we will stream it. So I would like to invite you.
Beautiful, thank you very much. So I'm happy to hear that the Israeli culture never dies, and even with all the COVID, we are trying to be at least online, if nothing else.
We're survivors.
Definitely. Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Laila Tov.
Dobrou noc.